first impressions of the United States were surreal. You never know how big and vast it actually is until the moment you actually get there.
For me, obviously, I dreamed about touring America for most of my life. So actually doing it and being there, as Sam said, was pretty surreal.
Yeah, it was close to home. Even though America was like on another level, it still felt like we were part of it.
Oh, I wanted to prepare you guys. I looked at the weather. It's gonna get really cold on this tour, so just be aware of that. Yeah, and if we ever need to stop anything, like anywhere, Target, there's a shop that's really easy.
That's so fun. You'll be okay. You'll be okay. Yeah. You can always go to a Goodwill and get a sweater. I'm not going to You got it? All right, we're going for a field trip. What's so special about the Midwest is that it's the kind of climate where you can have trees like maples, but you can also have pine trees. So it's like you have plants from all over the US growing in the same place. But if you go to places like Colorado, it's like 100% birch trees and pines. So here we get to have more plants. You're gonna see a lot of different, and you'll appreciate why we live here because this is
I can understand already.
So the first gig was a bar gig in Chicago.
It wasn't actually, as in it was in the bar, but you have to sort of walk in another door. So there was sort of a venue next to the bar.
Is that yours? What?
Yeah, personally to me, it didn't feel too much different than any other place we played, and also that's part of the experience, because even though we're so far away from Europe, it still felt like similar to an extent. You know, bands use the same equipment, they share their equipment. You basically have a merch stand, you know, and it's not so different.
Big biscuit.
I do what I want, when I want it. Very simple, very simple. I do what I want, when I want it. Thank you, Billa. Thank you so much, guys. We love you. Thank you.
So it's not always an option to go back home to sleep, you know. Sometimes you have to find a place to stay.
Exactly.
And that was amazing that everywhere we went, people were opening their houses for the bands, and it just felt like a community. Everybody was there
welcoming.
Yeah, exactly.
with the same, you know, mentality. Everyone is on tour. Everybody's trying to get to the next show and trying to get maybe some money to have something to eat. Our first American Halloween, I think, was awesome. Obviously, the Americans take Halloween very seriously, more than Europe, I think.
The house decor.
Being there and actually seeing it, you know, like all the candy at Target and all the Halloween costume shopping at Goodwill. You know, I mean, I still have a blue sweater that we got from there.
Howdy, partner.
Can you like introduce yourself? Hello, sir. How you doing?
Howdy.
Howdy, partner.
And the day after Halloween, when it's discounted candy.
And discounted candy, yes, from pharmacies.
And they
Well,
start Christmas songs. The day
Yeah.
after Halloween.
That was all-
was pretty cool.
yeah.
So, yeah, exactly. We experienced Halloween and Christmas.
Y'all live across America.
Y'all.
Chris Carlson.
Howdy, partners.
Howdy, y'all.
Howdy.
Sylvan Island was amazing. I was just seeing all, like, aside from just being in the urban landscape and then seeing all of the like, you know, natural landscape, like in between states, but being
It's
inside
like
the
Narnia
forest
within
itself.
Busquets, I think. It's another dimension of forest.
Yeah, like overlooking the Mississippi River, and like, you know, you're at the periphery of all of that, you know, in between states.
Yeah, I felt like Tom Sawyer, yeah.
But the mushrooms
were cool.
But the mushrooms were amazing, yeah.
And we took that photo and with the trees surrounding us. It's like we're fairies.
Yeah. We were like, Maltese fairies in a foreign land. No,
It was so nice. The color of the leaves.
Yeah, the leaves, like how they changed
The
from.
autumn.
And mushrooms.
No, it was very, very, very colorful. It was an overcast day. It was like kind of cloudy. I think it rained a bit, and then it snowed
It was
later
a
on.
nice day. I enjoyed
But yeah, no, like we.
It was cold, because it was before it
Oh, yeah.
started snowing, yeah, I remember.
Oh, yeah.
It's always cold there, right before it snows.
Yeah.
And for me, obviously, the cherry on the cake was playing the mansion on Halloween. That was
haunted
something
mansion.
that even, like, it was like a very nice surprise, you know. Kind
It was a sort of house party, but at a rented haunted house.
A Victorian mansion, like that was spectacular. And again, you walk in, you play, you know, costume party gig, so many different sounds, and then you walk out into the snow.
what I noticed in gigs, which was sort of strange, is how the crowd in Malta, everyone sort of, they mosh and they dance and everyone moves. But in America, they're sort of a bit tamed. They try to tame them in a way. At one point, there was the police, and he stopped that.
Officers would have felt in danger. Well, because there's 3 officers. All 3 of them were holding one 24-year-old girl, you know, who's crying and sobbing and like screaming at this point. Like if there were like more people out there that would have saw that.
Yeah, it would have gone bad.
Yeah, seriously.
Not even an announcement, no rules, no like you said.
It
no
didn't even say
communication.
like you can't bring your own beer in
Yeah.
or anything like that. I mean, it was a house show. There was literally, that's not a venue.
It's a at this point. No one lives there. Yeah.
Yeah, no. I mean, generally, I think.
I mean, I personally think that was one of my favorite shows. as
It
you
was a
mentioned.
strange
The
moment.
crowd did get a bit rowdy.
Moving on, the new digital age.
We're getting there.
Slow-mo with that.
But that was a specific moment actually when we were in Quad Cities. On one night it was Halloween, and just the day after when we saw snow for the first time, it was Christmas.
Exactly.
Just literally the day after. Yeah, snow for the first time. Crackly. Did not expect
Driving in
that.
snow, snowboards,
The snowball fights. I think
snowman.
I think Lex hit you in the face with one in QC outside QC Pension
Yeah, I got
House.
hit a few times.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I tried to avoid that.
I think
It looked
once
beautiful.
by Lex and once by Nick as well. So.
God bless America, man.
Yeah, the first house gig was pretty awesome. It was the first experience for us to be in a typical, authentic
Red cups.
American house
This were solo
party.
cups, yeah.
Yeah, the fact that you park in their driveway and then you get the stuff out of the car and it's snowing, and the first time that we see snow and we're actually in the snow and handling equipment in the snow, and going down these small stairs to the basement when
Yeah.
I've never seen this sort of basement in my life, and you have the fridge and all the typical American things, and there are people that the owner of the house doesn't even know, and they're there, and wow,
Yeah.
it was cool.
Be chill.
It was like a very authentic, like I'd say a very authentic American experience. Just being there in the snow, an Iowa suburb.
Yeah.
I actually just ended up like going outside when we were like taking stuff downstairs. People getting dressed like for costume ceremony and
Yes.
stuff. And then like the host's mother pulled up in the driveway and like asked, like if she could just give me like a tray of cookies or something, or like I
Or they
can't-
ask us to open the door, and I'm just the band member. I don't know what's happening, you know?
just, oh, can you take this? Like, who are you? Who would I say you are? Like, oh, I'm the host's mom or something like that. Like just an authentic, like.
It's so normal for them.
Yeah.
Fucking camera on my face. Or let's start speaking Maltese up on your ass.
Drinking milk, Mom.
Contemplando
Yeah, but then, like it gets rowdy at the Halloween show, maybe, and then
We were in a tiny room, and it was, I think, it's like the walls were
so crammed, yeah.
where they had carpets on them. It
I
felt
think
soft. I remember
yeah.
soft.
And then we took the amp up the stairs and
And warm.
broke a window.
Oh yes, you
Yeah,
broke
Sam
a
broke a
window.
window.
But technically, the blame was kind
I
of
mean,
like
they're
split
tight
between.
stairs, and they're trying to carry it. It was like a Friends moment when Ross and Chandler were carrying the sofa, and they're like, pivot, and then he hits the window.
I'm not going to take all the blame, but I will take part of the blame. I broke a window.
It's okay,
The,
shit
the
happens.
back bit of it, yeah.
I came, I saw, I broke a window.
Is that what you're wearing on stage?
Here.
No, you gotta be a Staghorn for one night.
He's got his cloak. Here.
Are you gonna wear your cloak with those horns?
I'll wear the cloak with the horns.
Fuck yeah.
Oh.
Aha.
How? We got everybody?
And this is something that we actually spoke about in Omaha then, where they'd say what do you do for rehearsals and house shows and stuff. We just don't do house shows in Malta. It's just not possible because buildings are built next to each other.
Yeah.
But they
It's
have
very rare.
Yeah, their
very
houses
rare.
are separate.
so far apart. So you can technically do that.
Fill him up now. That's cool. Hi.
Your name can live up to your name. And on a Sunday, you're out to make love. There are equal parts of people here that are who the fuck is Tom Waits? And people are I fucking love Tom Waits. Once you were gone, we're made for bending. Even beauty gets old.
Playing a basement show with so many different styles and genres it's why we went to the United States. They just don't question it. You have Warren Franklin from Joie de Vivre just playing his emo acoustic stuff with Future Trash blasting their groove metal, whatever you want to call it.
I loved Future Trash.
Future
They were
amazing.
Oh yeah, they were
And it's
so
like
cool.
you just don't question it, you know, like, yes, of course I'm going to channel that energy, that heavy, sludgy energy into my acoustic set. But they have this overlap, and they all just care for each other. And they all really liked BILA as well. I think we all, everyone just fits in a bill like that.
Yes.
Tom Waits impersonator there as well.
And everyone
that was fun.
is so free, and the way they play, for example, they weren't all huddled up together. I remember the guitarist was maybe closer to the crowd, and then everyone was moving around and huddling. And
what I liked about that house party was that upstairs was a totally different party going on, and I stayed there for a bit. It was cool because I felt like I was in a movie.
That's the weekend in the Midwest, man. Yeah, exactly.
I think that was the show that represented the
tour.
That represented the energy of why the tour was so special. You could say, you know, Malta is more focused on wanting to kind of curate their lineup in a particular way. You get punk bands playing with punk bands, metal bands playing with metal bands, and, like, you know, alternative bands with alternative bands. But I think I would feel that the hybridization has been a thing for, you know, the past 5 years at least in Malta. I think it is more possible to hybridize the different sounds because it's so small. So that also was a representation of, like, a potential for what the Maltese scene can continue to do.
Our manipulation and irresponsible destruction of the Earth's crust had reached seismic proportions.
Yeah, at first, the last house party we had, at first, I wasn't too sure because we're playing with a black metal band, right? But it was, for sure in my top 4, top 5 of gigs, that one. It was awesome. People really enjoyed it. People are hanging from the roof, from the ceiling.
They were, like, hanging from the
hanging
beams.
from the ceiling,
so
sorry.
cool.
From the beams.
And that was awesome, yes.
And I think when we like started the gig off, I mean, of course, you have Crypt Fiends just blasting everywhere, you know, just like
Yeah, the
extreme
drummer
metal.
had two bass drums.
Jesus.
Everyone had their own kit that night, and this is in a basement, so the chaos between bands, the changeover, and the changeovers were quite quick. Everyone was on point.
Yeah, I think for me that was the day where I started getting tired. I started already feeling it happening.
Chucking honey down. Remember?
Oh yeah, we had the sore throat as well.
I think we left the honey at the
Yeah,
house.
we left it there for sure.
All right, let's do this. So this is kind of an impromptu episode. I was addressed by James Wedmore. He said he's got a couple bands in town. One named BILA, the other one named Staghorn. So if you guys want to introduce yourself, tell us what you're all about. That'd be awesome.
But the honey helped because
did
I
help,
was
yeah.
fine the next day.
Yeah, your voice recovered well. I think my voice didn't.
But yeah, that was the first day when I was like, okay, I'm really tired. I'm really jet lagged. Like the jet lag was really getting to me. I really suffered from jet lag.
Yeah, the fatigue from travel and stuff is just something that just feeds in there, and it was there for sure. But aside from that, I think that the people at that gig really made us feel at home.
Yes.
Even before the
much at
show.
home,
Damn, last night was fucking rad.
Dude, for a last minute show, so fucking good.
James fucking killed that. And he stayed up there at the door
Yeah.
so intently. He was such a nice person.
Even before the show, like you kind of like are getting to know the people. They're really they're grateful that you're there.
hugging us.
Yeah, and then they were really into the sound. I mean, to begin with, we played like, you know, the BILA's poppier maybe tunes, like, for lack of a better word. So you're not sure how well a crowd of extreme metalheads are going to take to that. But then they start to see the groovy, sludgy side to the band, and they're just hanging from the beams and just like slamming into each other. And then Staghorn just tops the night off with their brand of spacey post-rock, which is...
Time to feed the beast.
It was a cool place.
That
I'm
was
happy. I'm happy we
liked the
played.
venue.
Yeah,
and
stickers everywhere.
The place is covered. It was really hard actually
Such
to
a cool
find.
bathroom too. There was a mirror in the shape of lips.
Oh yeah.
So cool.
Staghorn played a show there back in the day, and we found the posters on the ceilings and
Yes,
stuff.
yes.
It was very hard to find a place where to stick the BILA stickers.
Yeah. We managed though. We managed.
Yes, we did.
Then we had a 9-hour drive to Colorado.
Oh, also, fun fact about Colorado Springs. Is it Colorado Springs where South Park is supposed to be?
Wow. Of the gods.
Oh my goodness.
Wow, yay.
Praise be.
Yes.
That was
The Garden of the Gods was pretty awesome. I mean, it was amazing. Colorado in itself was really amazing for me.
You were gonna move there.
I want to, yes, at some point, or at least not move, but
We had a nice day that day, yeah.
That was amazing.
Beautiful day out too.
It was such a nice
We were very
day.
lucky that day
And we were hanging out with
autumn creatures.
the autumn creatures.
You know, the autumn creatures guys were very hospitable.
Yeah, well, they took us out. So it
Yeah.
was a nice walk.
We had 2 days there, so we really could get a feeling of the lifestyle, the vibe around Colorado Springs. The gig with Autumn Creatures was really cool. Playing at an ex-crematorium was something else.
The venue was one of the coolest ever, not just in America.
guys here at BILA, all the way from Malta.
Yeah, for me, meeting Autumn Creatures was awesome. They are awesome people, awesome musicians. Meeting the drummer that used to play with Trash Talk was probably one of the highlights, for sure. Even that is surreal in itself, that you can meet people who are part of bands or part of some heroes, you know, and like a percentage is way bigger, you know. There's a bigger chance for you to meet these people, so that's just in itself, I think, awesome.
Yeah, no, like it's there, it's just there. You just don't question it. Like, yeah, these people who you're listening to, forming bands, you know, are around these people, you know, because you're inspired by them. They're there. They're watching you play. They're playing with you. You're talking to them. So, and in these really cool venues.
Hello, love in Malta, ħna BILA. Palissa din ġewwa l-Amerika nitturjaw maħbib tagħna Staghorn, qed nitturjaw il-Midwest. U llum ġejna Denver għandna show il-lejla. Ġobar naħseb sabiħ nisbet.
Il-ħares natu kollox, u għalina ma jibqa xejn. Banni bannozzi ġej, il-ħares ġej. Il-ħares juhu kollox, u għalina ma jibqa xejn.
Very similar kind of like, you know, the nature and dispositions in these kinds of like DIY spaces. So, you know, like us as like a touring band and stuff, you know, seeing like a familiar space like this, it feels like home, you know, away from home. It's a kind of thing. It's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, the Seventh Circle for sure for me was a very special moment because I come from the punk scene, so seeing these kind of punk venues, seeing all the kids that were taking care of the place there, even listening to old stuff, like stuff that I used to listen to when I was their age, you know, FX, Green Day, and they were like pumping that stuff out. So that was really, really awesome. I really loved that venue. The people were really awesome. We had some of the best comments and reactions, I think, on that show. But yeah, I hope that these venues keep flourishing and keep existing.
Yeah, it was a cool venue because we played in a sort of garage as well in a way, so it sort of felt like a house party, but it was a DIY space.
and the walls tagged with so many stickers from all the
So
bands
many
who played
stickers.
there and stuff. But
And
yeah,
the ceiling is so high, and the stage was cool too.
yeah, you know, like the organizers just like brought us a 6-pack of Pabst Blue Ribbon, you know, just PBRs.
Yeah, we had interesting
flowing.
beer.
Yeah, they just, you know, the standard lager from there, you know.
I guess I don't drink so
But-
much beer, maybe.
Yeah, no, but like, you know, it's like you're just there, kind of like hanging with the
Yeah.
the just doing the things that the local like, gig goers would do
Making.
there. You know, it was a really cool venue. It was a really cool venue.
Hello everyone, we are BILA from Malta.
It was surreal to also find those like little similarities, despite, you know, the fact that they have to travel so long, as you're saying, and they have to like find a place to crash. But there is a couch surfing culture. There's definitely, you know, a sense. There's an automatic hub that they create for each
Yes,
other.
exactly.
That you could kind of say also is something you can feel in Malta, but we are more individualistic. We are, because it's easier for us to be that
Yes,
way.
exactly.
Because it's smaller scale and stuff like that.
I mean, I personally opened my house for many bands,
Yeah.
but it's not a common thing in
No,
Malta,
it's not.
You
No,
know,
it's not.
not as much as maybe in America and in other parts of Europe where bands travel more.
And they take the fact that bands tour for granted. Like this is
exactly.
You know, it is maybe sometimes a bit too much to ask of a Maltese audience.
Yeah. But the thing is that it's a common thing that basically nobody wants to sleep in the streets, you know. So once you experience that, obviously, you know what the other person is going through. So you open your house, you know, to them.
Yeah.
It's like, you're gonna sleep on the streets? Of course not.
Yeah.
Come and sleep on my couch, you know.
So St. Louis.
Was cold. St. Louis was freezing.
That's when we saw that
St. Louis was
arch.
cool. Yeah.
There were some nice things to see.
It was
there,
cold.
yes.
I don't think I've ever felt so cold. That was the coldest moment of the tour for me.
I don't.
I
remember
felt like
when
I
felt the
was
coldest.
getting cut by
I mean, the
by
coldest
blades.
was at night when you sleep on the floors.
Yeah.
Yeah. But St. Louis was really cool though.
Yes, the venue was
was
awesome.
amazing. The people were really cool. They were really into it as well. very interested in knowing like where we're from and stuff. The bands were diverse as well.
Yeah, having Staghorn coming actually started from St. Louis. We had a lot of people coming to obviously see Staghorn, fans
Yeah, they
and
were
friends.
asking what time they're playing,
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
had a crowd waiting for them.
No, for sure.
It was sweet because we're playing with them on this tour, and we sort of felt
Yeah.
like they're telling them about us, so they came to see us too in a way, and it was sweet.
They were interested in knowing what they had to say because there's fans of Staghorn.
You got 5 minutes.
Even the lonely days are better.
Enchant you with 16 songs in the next 20th of an hour.
Bought some new best friends and went on my way.
I'm lost and found.
I made within my mind is cracking steady.
Love. Show.
Trying my best not to downplay the meaning of the red parade. You believe in being segregated till your liver's separate. I believe in being destined even when my will wasn't.
I'm warming down when it comes to these lyrics. I never let no negativity interfere with my spirit.
The people it kills get up and kill.
Travel with shadows and lived through all of my battles. My cage is battered and battled, but now I'm back in the saddle, spitting bodies.
Walking past the place we met, a building you tried to forget. Time flies away.
Baby, I can feel it. The way you feel it, man. I feel it in my bones.
Can we go?
We play in 5 minutes. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for playing our small town. Staghorn's up next.
Our mother's heart had taken enough abuse. She whispered, "You have hollowed my soil. Your self-indulgence has poisoned my air and my ocean. You believe mankind is soaring, nearing the status of gods. You stand boldly at the pinnacle of evolution, and act as though the sky is not infinite. But tremors from the earth, and the three of us felt the ground quake beneath us. Enoch's pupils dilated, began shaking and singing the earth. Ungrateful children. This fate has been sealed for centuries. Now face your destiny. The 24 seconds of this
merch over there with our tour mates BILA. Again, they came 5,000 miles to be here. We came a few hundred. Thanks for all the support. All the bands today are amazing. Thank you.
Hello and welcome to another great episode of the On the Radar podcast. This is a podcast that features music and artists and studio performances coming to, through, and from the greater Midwestern areas. My name is Peapod. I am your host. We are at the lovely Travis Guyman-owned Bigfoot Studios in Waterville, Ohio. From the Republic of Malta, which is in the southern European countries, right around the Mediterranean Sea. This is the three-piece punk band known as BILA. Did I pronounce it correctly?
Yes, that's
okay,
good.
cool. I had to make sure it's spelled B-I-L-A. Yeah, the punk music, choosing that genre of music. What drew you to that?
I mean, I've been listening to punk music since I can remember, basically. So it's always been in my blood, I guess. Yeah. Punk, ska, it's been something I've been listening to since I was a very young kid. I don't know, from 12 years old, I guess.
What did you listen to?
I mean, I started with the obvious, I guess, Nirvana. Mm-hmm. And then I got into Sex Pistols. And then I started to find out, there's like this whole punk thing happening. And then I got into more American bands, NoFX, Operation Ivy, Rancid, Pennywise. I mean, the list goes on forever, really. But yeah.
I joined the band after Martha left the band. But I got introduced to the band. I mean, it's like the small scene and stuff. We all knew each other and stuff. But I used to and still do like the artwork and stuff for the band.
Oh, okay.
And I had done like some comics and stuff in illustration for like their first release. But then I joined as a bassist there. Mm-hmm. I guess maybe from my end, like I was more into like post-punk revival and post-punk stuff. So like my bass lines and stuff come from, I discovered like bands like Block Party back in the day and stuff. Yeah. And then through them, I would like understand the Gang of Four influences or, so like pummeling chord-based riffs and stuff on the bass.
I mean, Sam was always a part of the band, even when he wasn't in the band. He was, he did our artwork and he was always very supportive about this band. So it was a very natural thing to ask him to join, basically. But
whenever there's a band, there's always the network of people that it's not only just like the 3 or 4 or 5 whatever amount of people performing, but it's all like the support, the producers, the engineers, and everything. There's always this network of people that it all encompasses one product.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us. And anything else you guys want to add?
No, I mean, thank you.
Yeah.
It's been amazing.
Yes.
Thank you to all the people, to all the bands that we played with and the people who came to our shows. It's been amazing.
It's been so good. It's been so good. Yeah, it definitely, like, as we said before, it's a dream come true.
I think it's super awesome to meet you all. I'm very excited for everything. What are some of the plans for the new year with BILA? I mean, you have the new album out. Yeah. You toured the States. Are you going to try to come back next year for another tour, maybe?
I mean, I hope so.
Yeah.
Whatever comes our way.
Yeah.
Like, I definitely want to come back.